Law of Attraction: How to Attract Money, Love, and Happiness. Author by David Hooper. Introduction. There is a fundamental law of attraction in the universe that guides people's lives and is the underlying power behind all things. This law was expressed by Napoleon Hill when he said, "We become what we think about." This profound truth has been stated in many different languages and cultures throughout history. In the 2nd century of the Common Era, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." This idea has been developed over time and has now become a central tenet in many spiritual traditions. Its truth has spread to many people and has more recently been expressed in a popular quote, "Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny." Unknown. In relation to the law of attraction, we have extensive references to the idea of karma in the teachings of the Buddha. It is explained to us that our actions don't only have an effect in this life, but in future lives, and that this is a reason for our own misfortunes right this minute. If we are to ever escape the endless cycles of misfortune, we will have to change our direction and achieve an end to our sorrows. If anyone says that a man or woman must reap in this life according to his present deeds, in that case there is no religious life, nor is an opportunity afforded for the entire extinction of sorrow. But if anyone says that what a man or woman reaps in this and future lives accords with his or her deeds present and past, in that case there is a religious life and an opportunity is afforded for the entire extinction of a sorrow. Buddha. In the New Testament, Christians are very familiar with the phrase "as ye sow, so shall ye reap." 3. This idea, presented to Christians and Buddhists alike, has also been presented in many other great religions on earth and has been expounded by modern philosophers as well. Earl Nightingale has referred to the law of attraction as the strangest secret. When asked by his readers, "Why do you call it the strangest secret?" he explains that it is a secret that is really no secret at all. It's not because the law of attraction is hidden from view that makes it so strange. In fact, it isn't hidden. It's extremely obvious, and yet nobody seems to be aware of it. We become what we think about is no secret at all, and that's what makes it so strange. Part 1. The Science of Attraction. When we think about attraction, we often think about the person who makes us feel the best. We think about "being attractive" or "having an attraction." Everyone knows about it because attraction is often associated with individual people who we wish to emulate or become. These people are the ones who have all the "right qualities." They are beautiful, intelligent, or possessing a great personality. They have all the things we want in ourselves. Attraction is a very powerful energy, and yet it is often misunderstood in terms of its immense power. This is because we often limit our understanding to the manner in which we view other people. Scientists, however, say that the power of attraction is actually one of the 4 fundamental interactions in nature and goes much further than just a power between people. Attraction is a power in nature that can act over great distances. According to science and other great teachings, attraction is something that affects absolutely everything in the universe. When we look back over the history of science, we remember that Newton's law of gravitation first told us that every object in the universe was attracted by every other object. Einstein's theory also told us that attraction arose out of a space-time continuum. Einstein said that the attraction objects had for one another was actually their very reason for existence. The Earth, the Sun, and all the other celestial bodies would never have been formed if it weren't for the power of attraction. Even today, modern scientists still don't understand a lot of things about the power of attraction. Psychologists have studied these phenomena and have found them to be closely linked with the power of love, but many aspects of these powers are still a mystery. With the help of Newton and Einstein, modern science has learned a lot, but has still run up against a big problem in their understanding about attraction. Limits of scientific understanding. The problem about attraction, scientists say, is that the golden laws of Newton and Einstein only work well on our little old planet Earth. The earlier theories that Newton and Einstein invented really don't explain the motion of the stars in their galaxies and the bending of light in our universe. In these vast galaxies, the laws that make sense on Earth really don't make sense in outer space. According to the laws of Newton and Einstein, it seems as though the stars should be thrown off in all directions. The whole universe shouldn't be functioning as well as it doesn't yet. Something is holding it together. With this confusion in science, how do we explain the underlying order that has been maintained in our universe for billions of years? One solution to the scientific problem of attraction was proposed by another scientist named Fritz Zwicky in 1933. Dr. Zwicky made a small step toward explaining attraction and the behavior of the stars when he proposed an "unseen material in the galaxies" called "dark matter." Zwicky thought that dark matter would help to explain why the planets remain fixed in their orbits even when Newton and Einstein thought they should fly apart. Dark matter has done a lot of things to help explain the behavior of the stars, but it has still left a lot of questions unanswered. It often seems that science may never be able to explain this mysterious power known as attraction even as it continues on its quest for knowledge. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and all science. He to whom this emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Albert Einstein. The power of attraction is not only a great mystery in terms of the stars and planets, but a great mystery in terms of people's lives. When two people come together, there is often an irresistible quality of attraction that overpowers every other desire they have. Because this power is so closely connected with the power of love, the attraction can even keep two people together forever. If we are able to understand the factors behind this amazing power that can keep two people together forever, we will have to look more deeply beyond science and reason. We will have to consult some of the great spiritual minds that can give us a deeper glance into the nature of both attraction and love. Attraction and love. The great spiritual teachers in history have always given us a solution to the problems that science and reason cannot seem to solve. Spiritual traditions have explained much more about the power of attraction by explaining to us more about a further power known as the power of love. This power that the spiritual teachers have spoken of is considered to be even stronger than the power of attraction because it has the potential to keep two people together for longer periods of time. When the simple power of attraction eventually fades, the power of love is there to sustain the relationship that otherwise would have ended. In science, objects may first be attracted to each other by the simple fact that they are different and share qualities in each other that bring about a balance. Eventually, however, these same objects may be attracted by other objects and the initial bond that was formed can be broken. The power which keeps objects together and may actually hold the enormous galaxies together may be similar to what we call love in human relationships. It may be a lot more than just the simple power of attraction and may be something that science will never understand. Love is the motivating power of the universe. The majesty of this realization cannot be overemphasized. We need to realize it far more deeply and potently than we do, for it constitutes the basic fundamental character and quality of all events, no matter what the outer appearance may be. Alice Bailey. Love is far from being the kind of explanation that science is looking for in our modern world. Still, this refusal to look at the larger picture may actually be the reason that science often sees the questions as part of a "dark matter." What is needed is a wider vision of reality that is reflective on the totality of things. Love is not something which can control or manipulate nature. It serves no useful function in scientific thought. Love is a completely different kind of energy that is not as easy to explain, and yet it leads us toward a greater vision of wholeness and oneness in nature. Reason deals only with particulars, whereas love deals with entireties. This ability, often ascribed to intuition, is the capacity for instantaneous understanding without resorting to sequential symbol processing. Drive. David R. Hawkins. Science and reason are certainly impressive powers to be reckoned with, but love may also be something that has long since been unrecognized to the faint of heart. What many scientists have often recognized to be the power of attraction in individuals often goes unrecognized as the power of love. Love and separation. In order to understand love and the greater sense of wholeness that it helps us to achieve in our lives, it is important that we first contend with the idea of separation. Just like the concept of attraction, the concept of separation is also a much wider concept that can be applied to almost every aspect of our universe. People become separated in their marriages, but the concept of separation extends even further than just human relationships. Separation is something that science teaches us when we are just in grade school. We learn that objects can be divided into two halves. The universe is incredibly large, says a teacher, and we are incredibly small. In the beginning, science teaches us about a universe of great complexity, and we learn about this with eager eyes. We first learn that science is based on the necessary and useful idea of separation, and yet this very idea becomes something that is often a problem later in life. In order to cook our food, for instance, we need to know the scientific reason why the pots are separate from the pans. In order to serve the food, we need to know that the kitchen is separate from the dining room. Finally, in order to eat the meal, we need to know that the tables are separate from the chairs. This kind of knowledge is necessary for us to function, and yet, it is not the kind of knowledge that really gives our lives meaning. It is not what gives our lives a lasting significance. Learning itself, like the classrooms in which it occurs, is temporary. The ability to learn has no value when change is no longer necessary. The eternally creative have nothing to learn. A Course in Miracles. Love is the thing that is found at the end of the road when all of our intricate concepts of separation and division will eventually leave us unfulfilled. Love rescues us from that split second with a completely different kind of perception. It comes to us directly and can even come in a single instant. In love, we have a larger vision of our dinner. We don't focus on the differences between the pots and the pans. We don't see just the tables and the chairs. Instead, we have the impression of the entire house and our lovely mother as she makes us a delicious meal. In love, we eat the meal and feel grateful for all the things we have. We appreciate our family and the entire world around us. Love can turn the cottage into a golden palace. German proverb. Love seeks to unify rather than divide. It seeks to experience rather than observe. Love is a tendency toward a larger vision and does not focus so heavily on the ideas of division and separation. Instead, these ideas are subordinate to it, and they merely serve as tools for love's larger purpose. This surprising conclusion was in fact obtained through a nationwide inquiry of some of America's most eminent mathematicians. The study was intended to discover the mathematicians' working methods for discovering new truths and new formulas. One of these mathematicians included Albert Einstein, and the conclusion that was made was the following. Thinking plays only a subordinate part in the brief decisive phase of the creative act itself. The missing link, which may help to explain many of the mysteries of science and eventually transform our entire way of looking at the world, may be love itself. It is only very recently that this connection between science and intuition is being understood in its wider significance. Science has become extremely useful in its manner of dividing and separating objects into parts. It has produced many new materials that can be used for hundreds of billions of tasks and ideas. The pinnacle of modern science has even led to the grand discoveries of quantum theory and nonlinear dynamics. These systems go so far as to incorporate the scientists themselves into the picture of what is going on. They begin to unify the scientist with the science. They open up a whole new world beyond the initial division and separation that first seemed so fundamental. The power of love goes even further to envision the workings of the universe as a unified whole. This power may teach us that nobody's truth is any better than another's. It can even go so far as to present a vision of unconditional love which sees all things as equally important in the totality of the universe. This underlying vision of equality is one of the main principles that eventually turn the power of attraction into the power of love. The secret of attraction is to love yourself. Attractive people judge neither themselves nor others. They are open to gestures of love. They think about love and express their love in every action. They know that love is not a mere sentiment, but the ultimate truth at the heart of the universe. Deepak Chopra. Having come to a better understanding of the links between the power of attraction and the power of love, we can now go on to look at how attraction itself can grow to an even greater level of awareness into the awareness of love. The law of attraction can bring people to experience a larger vision than they had ever imagined, and this is done through the power of our own thoughts. We become what we think about can be applied to larger and larger visions of the universe such that we can expand our own consciousness to greater and greater perspectives. The manner in which we do this is through an intimate understanding of the law of attraction. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear it again, be sure to click the subscribe button. And also click the notification bell to switch between getting all notifications, and like and share. Leave your comment and suggestions below. Thank you for watching.